Hi, my name is Bryan Nixon. I grew up in Shafter, California. Went to Shafter High School, went to Bakersfield College, went to Montana State, and then chose the profession of teaching and coaching. And I've been in Bakersfield or Shafter my entire life, born and bred, except for the couple years I was at Montana. So this is my hometown, and I'm pretty much Bakersfield and Shafter through and through.
All right, Coach, your offense came alive in the second quarter, and you have scored in all three phases of the game. How do you keep it rolling in the second half?
Well, we just got to talk about that. That's what we talked about. We had these big-time games, so you got to be really good in all three phases to start off with an interception and then get a kick return. And we only had like 7 offensive plays in the first quarter. So really proud of the guys the way they came out. We've got 24 more minutes.
Here's their road to the championship out of the central section, which is up in Fresno and Bakersfield. They're out of Bakersfield. They beat a very good St. Joseph team that not too long ago was part of the southern section, but on the central coast there in Santa Maria decided to move into the central section for travel purposes. And then that Buchanan game, they avenged their one loss at the beginning of the year to Buchanan, a game that had to be stopped because of lightning. I thought they might rally to win that. Section championship beat Sac Joaquin Memorial out of Fresno, and then beat Yorba Linda here in Orange County. So back-to-back games in Orange County for that man, having to travel down and score.
Picking football, I was a 3-sport athlete growing up. I wanted to play everything and do everything and be outside in all the sports. And when it came down to deciding, having the opportunity, I was God-given ability, I think, was one of the things that I chose football. I felt that was one of the better sports that I participated in. But I think the thing that really got me to choose football was actually the camaraderie, the fellowship. I needed discipline in my life. I was one of those guys that wasn't the most disciplined person, and I needed that discipline of football. And I needed the accountability of football. And you're accountable to other people in this game. And it's not just you. It's all about your teammates. It's all about your coaches. It's about the people you're playing for, your fan base, your community. It's about, recognizing your family in a good light and giving your family a product that they can be proud of at the end of the day. And I think all those things come into play when you pick the game of football.
1928, 2006. Either that or my man Ricks and Krys. I would have won one in Fullerton, I'm sure.
I told you there had to be some history being made by Krys with his performance tonight.
They take the final knee, and for the first time ever, the Liberty Patriots out of Bakersfield, California, have won a state championship.
Wow. Congratulations, Coach Nixon and the staff. Tremendous job, game plan-wise, against a very good Pittsburgh team. And
hey, state champs here in 2022. Let's hear it loud and hear it proud. Land of Liberty. Coach Nixon, your first ever state championship. What does it mean to hold this trophy and to be able to bring it home to Bakersfield?
It means everything. These kids behind us, unbelievable. They've been talking about this for 365 days, and they did it. They took care of their business. These guys out here have been awesome, supporting us the entire way. But our staff and our kids got after it, and I'm so proud of them.
All right, thank you so much. Congratulations, Patriots!
Things, football, it's going to take all of us. I think that's something that really appealed to me is having everybody involved for a common goal. And I think that is really the main focus of why I chose the sport of football. The things you get out of football, the things it teaches you during the life lessons that you go through.
Hey, Coach. Yes. Coach. Sometimes they're in sack, sometimes they're inside there.
That's okay. If he's inside, you take him down. Yeah. And then we'll pitch the linebacker.
Big thing. I know it's not normal.
For the score, a 45-yard touchdown for Hankins on the fake punt, making the score Liberty 29, Stockdale 7.
And I guess it would probably be the biggest thing would have to be the teammates and the brotherhood that you build while you're there.
All week long where we were going to be when this was all said and done. Okay? Outstanding job, great effort. Be smart this weekend. Guess what? We get to play the simple. That's what I get.
So I think that's the reason I really chose football, is because of everything it encompasses. And I think it makes you a better person, it makes you a better father, it makes you a better husband, and it helps produce better people in our community. You know, Coach Bowser was the ultimate leader. I mean, to have the staff that he had, to be around that long and to be the leader of men that he was, is something that I always looked at and said, wow, that's pretty impressive. And I didn't really realize it when I was there. Until we got away is when I went, man, that was impressive how he was able to lead all of our kids and our community, and that coaching staff to be able to do what we were able to do. And, you know, to see him today, and he's still that man, and he never wavered from that man, is something that I totally respect about Coach Bowser. And I always will. And I've had Coach Bowser come back and talk to our teams before, and I've had Coach Dameron come back and speak to our teams. So, you know, to have guys like that are in your pocket, that you say, hey, Coach, I need you to come speak to these guys about what it's really like. And have the 17 and 18-year-old kids sit there with their eyes open, listening to every word that those guys say, when they weren't even born when those guys were coaching, you know, and to have them just embrace the words that these guys are saying, it's just making our community better and making our kids better today in this society.
Any things that stand out in the years that you played?
Yeah, I kind of have a neat relationship with the Nixon family. I actually coached Bryan's dad in high school one year. And then I get up here and I got his son, you know, so that was a neat deal for me, a lot of fun, because he comes from good football blood, you know. But what I liked about Nixon was his ability to compete, push himself on the practice field. He really drilled hard. There's a lot of things when he first got up here, he was doing for us on the practice field. Truthfully, I had my doubts about him. But when you're with him every day, every drill, every practice, every snap, he just starts to really stand out. He's a tremendous worker, rep work, do it over and over again. That's why he's a successful high school coach. He makes those guys do it over and over again until he's got it right, and that's the kind of player Nixon was.
Hey, who's going to make a play here now? Unload, Daughtery, unload!
Well, everything's in it for you, because you're going to be taught accountability. You're going to be taught how to work with others. You're going to be taught it's not about you, it's about us. And it's about not I and me, it's about us and we.
First down, let's put this damn thing down. That side front has to cut on cap. Hey, solo right hip, zone check here. Solo right hip, zone check. Get to the back, guys.
They wanted
offense to throw the ball. They were trying to stop the pass, they were doing all this stuff. So we were like, all right, we're going to run the ball. So Nixon's like, hey, you're not going to throw as much this game, you're going to run it. So I told him, I was like, let's go, let me run. So we just started doing that. And their two backers, they were trying to guess which way we were going. They just couldn't keep up with Sean. And their defense was really good, but we just outsmarted them. Nixon knew they were going to spread everybody out. We were going to spread. We put 5 receivers, spread everyone out, one back in the box, so it looked wide open. So all I had to do was make one move on that guy, and our line did awesome. They opened the hole up huge, and I was just moving. I was trying to get all the way down the end zone, but could not run some of those guys. I don't think I've ever had asthma before, but I think after that play I might have asthma.
This is what it is all about. So what are you going to learn? What are you going to get? You're going to get molding for the rest of your life. And I think that's one thing that today I get to use it because of my profession. I get to tell these kids, you're going to get a great opportunity. You're going to play in a phenomenal stadium. You're going to get phenomenal community support. And you're going to learn everything about being a man. And at the end of the day, what more can we ask for out of our teenagers? And the other thing that we talk about with kids is you got one shot. And I say this all the time because you can't go to a park, turn the lights on, and get 22 of your best buddies to put gear on and get the same feeling that you have when you run out on the football field with these guys. You can't do that. There's not an adult league that's going to give you the same feeling that you get. But you got one little short window to embrace this opportunity.
Ryan sees that card, the right side, makes a man miss, almost gets to the quarterback. Pittsburgh's in a zone, so he throws it behind the corner in front of the safety, right in the hole, puts it right on the one of Chisholm. And Xander takes care of the rest. Really nice play by O'Brien, avoiding the pressure and then throwing a dime to Xander Chisholm. The offense finally gets it going as Metters bombs the extra point.
There's a lot of things that you and your staff instilled in me that I use today in my profession, in my fatherhood, being a husband. And I think you have made me a better man because I was under your tutelage. And to be able to do that and say that, I have the utmost respect for you and our program and our community because of the opportunities that you gave me and the things that you instilled in my life.
Liberty ranked 14th in the state. Win here, they're going to move up. They look really, really good. O'Brien throwing. He's got Kizzy open for the catch. Oh, Kizzy, can't you see? Oh, man. Wow. 85 yards, bringing it to the house. And this might be one of the greatest performances in a state championship game in CIF state history. I mean, Krayshawn Kizzy catches in the title game last year. Well, he's at back-to-back 72 out in space, springing his buddy in Duluth for the end zone.
You just made the highlight film again.